I'm phoning in.
Okay,
I think that works.
are we ready to go? All right,
Jim H., take the meeting, will ya?
I will, thank you.
What it's
All right,
sad, but it's just-
at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Westfield
I'm
City.
just sitting here. Hey,
You okay? Can you hear me?
yes,
All right. This time I'd like to
Yes.
call the
Chief.
City of Westfield Public Works meeting to Board of Public Works meeting and safety meeting agenda for 8/25/21 in order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Jack Russell,
Here.
Mayor Cook. Mayor Cook,
I am here.
Jim Ake.
Here.
My,
We do have a quorum.
All right, thank you. The first item on the agenda is I need a motion to approve the addition of action item number 7, for approval of a title sheet for the 151st Street project, to let the bid go out.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of action item number 7.
I will second.
second, okay?
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion made by Jack, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mayor,
Aye,
thank you. That motion carries. So we will add that item number 7. Now we move to the approval of the minutes from our, the June 23rd meeting, 2021. Mayor and I were in attendance. So Mayor, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
so moved.
I'll second. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the June 23rd, 2021 minutes as stated, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye,
And I will abstain.
Thank you. Motion carries. 2 with 1 abstention. The next item is to approve the minutes from July 28th, 2021. I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Any discussion?
second,
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes from July 28th as stated. I would ask for a vote. All those in favor of approving those minutes as stated signify by saying aye.
Aye.
aye,
Motion carries 3-0. There's no information, there's no bid approvals, there's no construction standards and changes, there's no change orders, so we move into the next item on the agenda, which is action item number 3, City of Westfield and West Fork Whiskey Development Agreement.
So West Fork Whiskey is building their second headquarters in Westfield at the property on the screen there, the northeast corner of 191st and Horton Road. You can see some right-of-way parcel line work on our GIS. We have long anticipated a roundabout project to connect 191st, 193rd, Spring Mill, and Horton together. Given that West Fork Whiskey is developing on this corner, and they needed some off-site storm sewer to drain that site, which would have put storm sewer in our right-of-way to get over to Spring Mill. This is an example of the city being proactive rather than reactive and working with a developer to save the taxpayers significant dollars. This development agreement, a couple of bullet points just to point out with the terms of this agreement. This piece, triangular piece west of the existing Horton Road is approximately 1.44 acres. West Fork Whiskey will dedicate that or donate that to the city at no cost to the city in execution of this development agreement. Additionally, the developer will construct an upsized storm sewer to not only drain their site, but also upsize to accommodate our future design of the roundabout storm sewer system that we would have to be constructing at that time. In compensation for that, the city agrees to pay for the difference in the upsized cost of that storm sewer. Additionally, the city is agreeing to construct the perimeter trail along the east side of this future right-of-way for West Fork Whiskey, which just makes sense from a constructability perspective. There's no reason to build a trail now when we're going to tear it up in construction in the future. So the city will build that perimeter trail and any required landscaping as part of the roundabout project in the future. So in net, the city are gaining quite a bit from this development agreement in the sense that this 1.44 acres could be utilized for detention for a future roundabout, which we're going to need to do regardless. And we are saving significant dollars rather than acquiring that right-of-way. As well, we would be constructing a storm sewer already as part of that roundabout project. The developer is going to construct that for us. We're just going to cover the difference in upsizing. So I'd entertain any additional questions with regards to the development agreement. I do think it's a win-win for both the developer and the city. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those now.
Thank you. Jack, do you have a few questions about this?
I just had a couple questions. The Spring Mill Road, is there going to be any improvements on Spring Mill Road based on the fact that that's going to be being put in?
So long-term, we do have a project on the long-range transportation plan to improve Spring Mill Road from 191st South to State Road 32. Those improvements would not be part of the roundabout project in the future, but we do have long-term plans to make some of those improvements.
What about if you go north,
Yeah.
191st to the new connectivity
Yeah,
that you've
so
got?
this would eventually be vacated. So the section between 193rd and 191st, once that roundabout's constructed, we would vacate that existing right-of-way, or at least decommission that roadway as it no longer serves a function in the network. So in order to get to 193rd in the future, you'd be taking this new roundabout right-of-way and taking the third exit in the roundabout to get up to 193rd to go west.
My only question, I know you just mentioned it, but is there a timeline to in the future for trail connectivity? And then in addition to that, is there any ability to work on, I know there's not a trail on the south side of 191st Street yet, but knowing that that's Grant Park and the ability to own that, is there any cross connectivity to that as well?
Yeah, that's something we will be looking into as well. On the south side of 191st Street in the vicinity of Grand Park, we have some long-range improvements as well. To answer your question about timeline of the roundabout itself, we intend to submit this project to the MPO for their call for projects, which is open now. If we were successful in that call, we would be notified of funding award in January of 2022. And given that we have right-of-way already in place, we would try to accelerate that project as quickly as we could, potentially constructing in 2024 or 2025, depending on when that funding would become available for the city. And again, that's all contingent on being successful in the call for projects.
I have a couple questions, or well, just one basically. And when considering the design of this project, we are allowing for pedestrian bike crossing in the design and construction, correct?
Yeah, so the roundabout project would have our typical splitter islands, crosswalks, as well as perimeter trails on both sides of the roadway to facilitate that pedestrian connectivity.
All right, thank you. Mayor, do you have any comments?
No, you've covered it well.
All right, then I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of the City of Westfield and West Fork Whiskey Development Agreement and approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Action item number 4. City of Westfield Midwest Paving 2021 resurfacing contract for Public Works parking lot goods and services contract.
So this is really just a housekeeping item. I believe last month you approved a signing authority for this project. We are going to resurface the Public Works parking lot at City Services. And if I can find where I'm at, that is right here. So this parking lot on the southwest side of the facility. We did get bids back. Midwest Paving was the low bidder at $63,049.19. Well within what we'd expect to pay for this type of work. We are getting a contract, a goods and services contract in place with Midwest right now. We already have signing authority. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of the final cost. The signing authority was not to exceed $100,000. It came in significantly lower than that, which is great for the city, and we'll be executing that contract in the near future.
Good job, thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve action item number 4, City of Westfield and Midwest Paving 2021 resurfacing contract for Public Works parking lot.
Is there a second?
Second?
Got it. We have a second by Mayor Cook. All those in favor of approving the 2021 resurfacing contract, the Public Works parking lot, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Action number 5, action item number 5, City of Westfield and Chickfila Incorporated Road Impact Fee Installment Agreement.
So per state statute, as you're aware, we charge road impact fees. Based on state statutes, we have to allow an option to pay those road impact fees over a 5-year period in installments. Chick-fil-A, which is going in at the lot here highlighted just north of 32, south of the future tournament trail. They are going to be starting construction here in the very near future. I believe they had a pre-construction meeting actually this morning. And this is a road impact fee installment agreement, which lays out the terms of those installments. Just high level, they are paying 5% of that road impact fee assessment up front to get their building permit, and then they'll be paying $99,411 annually for the next 5 years, starting in 2022. And just to remind you, we are able to charge a reasonable interest rate on that installment agreement, so it's a 3% interest rate. So their assessment was $479,255. When it's all said and done, they'll be paying $521,016. So a little bit of interest gain for the city as well in allowing this installment agreement. Again, we're required to offer it per state statute, but I would ask that you accept this road impact fee installment agreement for Chick-fil-A.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Any discussion? Any questions?
I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
$479,235 is the impact fee.
Correct.
$521,016 if at a 3%. So is there some money that's off at 3%? Because isn't the difference?
We charge the outstanding amount
Okay.
for 3%. So each time they make an installment payment, that 3% gets added to the outstanding amount annually. So I think that's where the difference is coming in.
Perfect. That's all. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? I'll make a motion to approve the Chick-fil-A RIF payment agreement.
I'll second.
I have a second by Jack Russell. All those in favor of approving the agreement signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Action item number 6, City of Westfield and Grand Communities Derby Ridge right-of-way dedication.
So you've seen several of these come through recently. Per our construction standards, developers are required to construct a passing blister on the opposite side of the road. This is Derby Ridge Section 5 in this parcel I'm highlighting with the cursor. The passing blister will be constructed on the west side of Ditch Road. The developer was able to acquire those land rights and dedicate that right-of-way to the city for construction of that passing blister, which we feel is an important safety aspect as part of the design of these residential neighborhoods. So with that said, I would ask that you accept this right-of-way dedication for Derby Ridge Section 5.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? I think it's a great idea as traffic continues to grow over in that area. It's very important for the safety of the residents over there and travelers. Any other comments? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve action item number 6, City of Westfield and Grand Communities Derby Ridge ROW.
I'll second.
Second?
We got a second from Mayor Cook. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0, so it stands approved. And we'll go on to item number 7 now, that was the, added to the agenda.
Yeah, so we have Board of Public Works sign title sheets for construction projects, capital improvement projects here in the city. You can see a title example here of 151st reconstruction with the Board of Public Works and Safety signature on the title sheet of the plans themselves. This project, we are reconstructing 151st Street from Town Road over to Shelbourne. This is for Phase 1, which is from Town Road over to the western limits of the Kimblewick development on the north side of 151st Street. It will be a complete reconstruction of 151st Street, widening that road to 12-foot travel lanes, one in each direction, as well as appropriate roadside ditches for drainage. HWC was the consulting engineer on the design of the plans, and they are going to be bidding this project out in the near future as soon as we get a signature from you all on the title sheet.
So this is just asking for the authority to sign that title sheet, so in order to get the bids out.
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
I think it's, that area is getting busier and busier, so this is good for us. This is good.
Yep, and if you've driven on 151st Street west of Town Road,
Yes.
currently it is not in the best condition, so this will be a great project for the city.
Great idea.
All right,
So,
thank you.
with that, I'll make a motion to approve action item number 7, the title sheet 151st Street reconstruction project.
I'll second that. All those in favor of the motion before us signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And that concludes our normal business. We have the consent agenda regarding the August bond information. I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as stated, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mayor? Mayor? Okay. Motion carries 2-0. And then we move on to department reports. I understand from Chief Reed that there will be no fire report today. The only thing I'd like to say to note is the new fire station went through its first hurdle with the public hearing at the last Monday night's council meeting. So there was only one remark, and that was regarding uploading of the documents so they could just take a look at everything in that agreement. And there were some positive statements by council members. So that just starts the process, and there'll be a second public hearing. Do we have police here today? Thank you. You gonna give us a report? Nothing to report, all right. Public Works?
Yeah, I'll have just a couple brief comments. Obviously, it's very busy in Westfield these days. We've got plenty of new private
agree.
development coming through, as well as some capital improvement projects. I want to touch on a couple of capital projects. So 169th and Spring Mill Roundabout, that was bid in July. Milestone was the contractor and low bidder. They'll be closing that intersection starting September 7th. They have a contract, allotted closure for 60 days, obviously weather dependent. We try to say 75 or so just to be safe, but the contract amount is for 60 days. So that will be a brand new roundabout at that intersection. I probably don't need to tell you that the current two-way stop is dangerous, and this is a great project for public safety in the city. We got very good bids on that project as well, which is great, testament to the engineering, the work that was done on that project. Additionally, 161st and Union Roundabout bid in August, a couple weeks ago. We had fantastic bid numbers come in for that. E&B Paving is the low bidder and has been awarded that project. Just for reference, the low bid came in just over $2 million. We were awarded funding, federal funding on that project for a construction estimate of $2.5 million, so about $500,000 in savings on that project. And so another much-needed project that will be getting started here a little later this year. And then 191st and Chad Hiddle roundabout, we bid that out in late June. Reith Riley was the low bidder on that project. Again, very, very good bids, tight bids that we got back on that project. And they will be starting construction. Actually, you'll see some activity a little later this week with erosion control and construction staking going on. There is a closure as part of that project that is allowed, but that closure won't take place until spring of 2022 for that construction. So a couple of projects that we're excited about in Public Works that are going to be getting started here in the near future.
The spring mill will be a closing for 60 days, as I understand.
Correct. Spring Mill and 169th will be closed.
I assume the agencies, the schools, bus routes, et cetera, they've all been advised of this.
Correct. Yeah, we've talked.
They've got workarounds,
Yeah,
including Maria Goretti.
Yep. So we've contacted all of those entities as well as public safety to notify them of the closure. We work with Westfield schools on bus routing as well, given that construction is taking place during the school year.
Thank you.
I just had one quick question.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
171st and Cary, that roundabout, that's right there. It's a wonderful roundabout. Is there going to be any aesthetics added to that, like landscaping or anything like that?
We will add that to a landscaping package.
Okay.
It's a pretty small inner circle, so
Yeah.
we're limited to what we can do. You're not going to see any huge landscaping, but we'll definitely add some landscaping to that.
I wasn't expecting like a water fountain or anything
Sure.
special, right? But I was just curious.
Yeah, so we will add that in the spring. So we have a roundabout landscaping package that is an annual contract.
Yeah.
That'll get added into that contract for next year.
It's wonderful. As I was driving over, I was like, I wonder when we're going to have some landscaping on that thing. So that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Now, Jack, based on your employment, this is not Carmel's roundabouts, you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
All right. Mayor, you have anything else to add?
Well, I have some fire people here with me. Chief Schultz is here. He has some pretty interesting things to present.
Very good.
I'm here, I'm representing Chief Reed. We'll show him going on vacation during a public safety meeting. So I'll be here.
Rude.
Yeah,
Hey, Chief, we're happy to have
but
you.
thanks. I also have Chief Johnson and Chief Roberts with me. I don't do anything by myself. I bring enforcement. But real quick, just some real quick notes on the fire department. Everything's very busy. Things are all moving in a good direction. We're still in the design phase for our new headquarters, Station 381, that will be located out on Ditch Road. We're in the design phase. We're looking at going to a 2-story structure with headquarters on the second floor. So that's moving along. The Merit Board this week certified a new lateral hire list. We have 11 candidates on our list. Out of the 11, 2 are currently in paramedic school, and I believe 2 are paramedics. So we have some good candidates that we'll be bringing upon hopefully first part of the year. As far as Colts Camp, the fire department involvement in Colts Camp, I believe today was the last day. It went well. As far as public safety, the fire department influence on that, nothing remarkable, no events. Passed out a lot of Band-Aids and things like that, but water. So it's done for 2021, and we'll look forward to 2022. New equipment, we have an engine that's on order, scheduled and on track to be delivered in November or in December. It will be housed at the headquarters at 381s, and it will be to replace engine 383, which is currently 12 years old. And engine 383 will be our primary reserve engine. A little bit of news about the Hamilton County Training Center. We got plans, certified plans for a water supply system that will allow us to have a hydrant back into our burn area so we don't have to truck in all of our water that we use back here when we do our live burns. And we're also in the process of developing additional 2-story and 3-story props for live burns for training. I'm sorry, let me get rid of this. There you go. And also the last thing about the Hamilton County Training Center is, as you guys know, we manage that and take care of it. We do all the scheduling, and we're working with Chris Larson with IT and developing a CRM, or customer relation management system, so that the availability of reserving props in the building will be more of an automated system and not have so many fingerprints to reserve that. And we'll be able to pull reports and information more readily. And that's been busy. A little bit of a lightning strike storm earlier today, and kept us all moving. All three departments, Carmel, Westfield, and Noblesville had multiple lightning strikes at the same time. So I've seen a lot of fire trucks running around with red lights and sirens going in different directions.
Heard it.
But that's pretty much fire department.
Good. Thank you for your report. I believe that's it, Mr. Ake.
All right, I'd entertain, thank you, Chief, for that report. I'd like to learn more about the training center. It's good to hear about the things that are happening in your department. Thank you very much. At this time, I entertain a motion, since our business is completed, to adjourn.
So move.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second, okay. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mayor? I heard him say aye, didn't everybody?
Yep.
All right.
I did too.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.